Are you a business owner who has dreamed of growing your visibility on social platforms like YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok? Maybe you've tried it all. You've followed the content strategies. You've tried to grow your following, tried to grow your network, and it's just not working. Well, in this video, I am going to introduce you to a way that you can grow your visibility and get all the guidance along the way completely for free. I'm Shirley Engel. I'm a former television broadcaster with more than 20 years experience. I'm also an entrepreneur and founder of 2 businesses, including one called Camera Confident, which is all about helping entrepreneurs become more magnetic on camera, tell better stories, become more visible, and ultimately get booked on stages, podcasts, and media. And I am starting a 90-day sprint with this video. It's a 90-day challenge to grow on YouTube and LinkedIn. And the goal, 90 days to 10K followers between the 2 platforms. I know it feels like a really heavy lift, even for me, who's a video coach. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down step by step how this challenge is going to work, because people have been really excited about it, but they're like, okay, I follow you, I subscribe, what now? So this video is the launching point. This is where I walk through everything. I'm going to show you my process. I'm going to show you my plan. And then of course, there's so much more to it. And in the coming weeks, that's going to be my content. I'm going to be showing you how to do this, and I'm going to be encouraging you to do this. I'm starting today with about 73 subscribers on YouTube. I am grateful to every single one of them. And I have about 1,600 followers on LinkedIn, where I've really been putting a lot of effort in over the past few months, and I'm seeing that strategy pay off. But I always dreamed of growing a YouTube channel because, to be honest, one of the reasons I left broadcasting in the first place was because I was tired of having someone else decide how I would advance through the system, right? Like, I wanted to be a foreign correspondent, I wanted to anchor, and a lot of those opportunities were going to other people. And I thought, I just want to be able to remove the gatekeepers and just do this myself. And YouTube does that. YouTube is the most democratic video platform. It elevates the people who truly are there for the right reasons, who are engaging, who are producing content that people actually want to watch. And what better way to know how your content lands and if you're attracting the right people than to go on YouTube and start posting regularly. So my goal with this challenge is, first of all, to show up in a consistent and sustainable way. I want to grow my channel, not just because I want the vanity metrics of more subscribers, but because I truly want to build a community of like-minded entrepreneurs who want to get visible, who are quite frankly tired of some of those social platforms like Instagram and TikTok, where it's like, boom, 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 grab me in the first 3 seconds or I'm out. Of course, YouTube is the same. You need a good hook. You need to keep people watching, but at least you have time to get your sentence out of your mouth before someone goes, right? I hope. Anyway, if you've watched this far, clearly you are listening to what I'm saying and you want to hear more. YouTube is the ultimate long format platform. You can post videos of you waxing on for 20, 30 minutes without any edits at all, and people will listen. People will watch. It's all about the power of your message. One of the reasons I started this challenge in the first place, and why I am quitting Instagram as of this recording and going all in on YouTube and LinkedIn, is because Instagram, I feel like, was the place where my content went to die. This was a serious self-esteem knock for me because I'm a video and visibility coach and I couldn't grow on Instagram. Now, granted, I wasn't consistent because every time I went on there and posted a video, I felt like it was a gut punch because people just didn't watch them, didn't engage. And these are things that I poured a lot of time into. And here is the evidence that they were good videos. I have posted all of those as shorts to YouTube, and the views are through the roof compared to what I was getting on Instagram. So sometimes it's not that your videos aren't good. It's not that people don't want to hear what you have to say. It's that sometimes you've got to find the medium that works the best for you. So I'm in the B2B space. I help other entrepreneurs, other business owners. LinkedIn makes total sense for me. And a couple months ago, I was watching a LinkedIn challenge with a coach named Adrienne Weimer. She's amazing. And I got inspired to join LinkedIn. I mean, I had been on LinkedIn already for years, but as a journalist, I never kept my profile updated. I barely went on there. I didn't know how to use it. And she really inspired me to get back onto LinkedIn. So I did, and I started following not just her advice, but the advice of other people. And I more than doubled my following in, just a matter of a few months. And that's not even being consistent, right? So one of the reasons I'm doing this challenge is because I thought, imagine if I could actually become consistent, be dedicated, and use YouTube to also grow LinkedIn. Those two platforms are made for each other. You can have the long form content on YouTube. You still want to be posting short form video on LinkedIn. LinkedIn has recently launched a TikTok style video tab on mobile. You can swipe up just like you do on those other platforms. So LinkedIn is really focusing and pushing video right now. So perhaps you're watching this a little bit later down the road, and yeah, of course, LinkedIn video, I mean, that's obviously a thing. But while I'm recording this video, it's still relatively new. And as I've been posting on LinkedIn talking about videos, I'm getting tons of DMs from people being like, oh my God, how do I do that? Like, do I do it in vertical or do I do it in landscape? You know, all of those things. So I thought, what if I could create a challenge, a free challenge, no strings attached, no sales pitch. I just want to help you record videos. I just want you to go out there and grow. Let's grow together. And the beauty of YouTube in particular is that you can monetize YouTube. You know, there is a bar to entry, but once you get into that partner program, you can start earning money every month just for posting your videos. And you can post about just about anything. So whatever your niche is, I mean, I coach entrepreneurs, but if you're a content creator and you're looking to make YouTube your primary source of income, this challenge will help you too. One thing I'd love from you before you start this challenge, I'm not selling you anything, but if you could hit that subscribe button and share this with a friend who might want to do this along with you. Better yet, if you want to comment below and tell me what kinds of videos do you want me to make in this challenge? How can I help you show up? What are you struggling with when it comes to video? I really want to make sure this is as much about helping you as a creator as it is about me growing as a creator. I don't know everything. Okay, I am a former journalist, a former broadcaster. I can tell a kick-ass story, but when it comes to social content, I've had to learn a few things, right? I've had to learn how to change my storytelling style a little bit so that it's more tailored to audience engagement. When I was on the news, it was a one-way street. I just gave you the story, just like that, right there. Just need a drink of water. But now, as a content creator, coach, and entrepreneur, I've got to shed that reporter persona, right? There was a facade that I had as a journalist. I wasn't allowed to feel anything. I wasn't allowed to have an opinion. I wasn't allowed to swear. And journalists have potty mouths. I wasn't allowed to show my personality to the extent that I really wanted to. So this is all about me doing that, right? And the beauty of this kind of challenge is that the more you show up, the better you become. The more you show up, the more you learn, the more confident you become. So my goals for you in this challenge are for you to A, get consistent, okay? Don't overthink it. Post your videos, come up with a plan. You can copy mine or you can come up with your own. Show up, deliver the value, and post it even if it's not perfect. That's one of the hardest parts, honestly. So I'm excited to dive right in. Are you? Okay, let's go to step one. First thing obviously is, okay, when am I posting and where am I posting? I'm planning to post to YouTube 2 long form videos per week. That's in addition to my podcast that is released every Tuesday. I'm going to be posting twice a week. I'm aiming for Mondays and Thursdays. That may change, but that's my goal right now. This video is being posted on a Thursday. And I'm going to be doing deep dives on how I go about doing this, video confidence, storytelling, visibility, all of the things I cover on my podcast, but from the perspective of someone who's actually going in and doing this for their business in real time. I'm also going to be posting 2 to 3 YouTube shorts per week. These are quick, bite-sized tips to attract a wider audience that actually gets on the YouTube Shorts page, and that's where I've seen a ton of growth in the past week, and I'll show you those stats a little bit later in the video. This is also about growing on LinkedIn. So on LinkedIn, I'm going to post 5 times a week. I've been doing that for the past 2 weeks as of the recording of this video. And that's going to be a mix of engaging text posts, videos, and behind the scenes insights to really show you the reality of this challenge. The other key point about LinkedIn is posting is only part of your job on that platform. Commenting is huge, and commenting without expecting anything in return. So in addition to posting, I'm going to be spending at least 15 minutes a day commenting on other people's posts. I'd love to comment on yours, so connect with me on LinkedIn so we can support each other. So that's really the formula. And if you can follow this too, or some version of this, maybe you are going to be posting fewer videos, maybe you'll do one video a week, that's totally fine. Whatever you choose to do, be consistent. Now to a part that a lot of people struggle with. Okay, great, I'll post, but what do I talk about? How does this all work, right? How do you come up with all of these ideas day after day, week after week to post? Well, I do that very quickly. And yes, I can come up with ideas, but I have a not so secret weapon that a lot of people are using now, which is ChatGPT. I use it for every single video and every single post, but there's a caveat. I never, ever, ever copy and paste. It's a conversation. It's a brainstorming tool. I'll go on to ChatGPT and I'll say, hey, I want to do a LinkedIn post today. And I'm like, I'm tired or I'm stumped for ideas. What should I talk about? And it'll give me some ideas. Then I'll say, okay, write me the post. It'll write me the post and I'll be like, oh, and it'll be a conversation to get it to a point that I like. Then I take it off ChatGPT and I spend a while massaging it and making it my own and all of that. Ideas are great, but definitely do not just do the copy paste. It's so obvious. And when it comes to being on camera, the very first rule I'm gonna set is you cannot read. You can't read in this challenge. You have to just speak to the camera. Just be natural. That's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, I created some brainstorming notes for what I was gonna talk about before, but I'm not reading them. I'm just talking to the camera. I've been doing this for many years. Perhaps you're newer at this. That's fine. You'll get better. Just practice. Here's a hot tip. Pretend you're speaking to one person. A lot of people think they have to address a crowd when they're speaking on camera. They even speak louder. Just talk like you're talking to your best friend or a parent or your kid or someone who means a lot to you. This one tip alone has been a huge game changer for my clients in my program. Like they suddenly started speaking in their videos like they had never done before. So try that. See if that works for you if you are struggling with just being natural and speaking on camera. And please make eye contact with your camera. If you're using a smartphone, don't look at yourself, because you're not actually looking at the camera. And that's the equivalent of not looking someone in the eye when you're talking to them. So if you're on an iPhone or an Android or you're some kind of smartphone, make sure you're looking at the lens itself. That's another rule in this challenge, and I will be talking about that throughout. A few content ideas you can experiment with right away. Your audience, what do they want to know about? If you're not sure, go to Google and start typing in the keywords to do with your niche and see what people are asking. Do that on YouTube. YouTube is a search engine in itself. So if you go to the top bar and you just type in your niche, you'll see what people look for, what they ask, right? There are also some cool AI tools I'll talk about a little bit later in the video that you can use to really up your game in this regard, because on YouTube, as I've learned, your title and your thumbnail are everything. They're the gateway to your content. They're basically like the front door concierge. Like you're not getting buzzed in if you don't get past that. So that is a huge part of your challenge here. Create those compelling headlines and thumbnails. Don't make them an afterthought. I've been there. It doesn't work. Here is how we're going to measure success, okay? It's all about the metrics. I've been binge watching YouTube videos from some very incredible creators and people who really know their YouTube game. I've mentioned some of them below this video, so if you want to go watch those accounts so you can learn what I'm learning, please go ahead. I will give them credit as I can. A couple of things I've learned that I owe to an account called vidIQ, which is awesome, is there is an extension that you can add to your profile link. So at the top in the address bar of your browser, you'll have, youtube.com/@ and your handle. Well, if you want to provide that to people, as I learned in a vidIQ video, they're going to go to your profile. Maybe they'll get distracted by something and then maybe they won't hit the subscribe button. But if you add this extension, this one right here that's on the screen, and you glue that onto your URL and you copy and paste that, what comes up, and try this, open a new browser and try this, is you're automatically prompted to subscribe to the channel. So that's something I'm going to try when I do share my channel. I'm going to share the subscribe link because then people will automatically subscribe. What we want to do is reduce the friction for people. If they've got to click on a thing, to look at a thing, to click on a thing, you're losing people throughout that process, right? Whereas if you just hit them right away, subscribe, you'll be more likely to get them to subscribe. There will still be people who won't, right? They'll be like, ugh, cancel. I don't know if I want to subscribe. But there will also be people who are like, okay, yeah, I'll subscribe. So that's a hot tip that I learned, which is amazing. Another thing that you really need to do is listen to your audience and watch your analytics. I'm going to show you my analytics right here. Since I started this challenge about a week ago, you can see it's been exhilarating every day in my emails. 3,000 views, 4,000 views, 5,000 views. And this is just posting shorts that I literally already had, that I'd posted to Instagram where they went to die. So already I'm seeing that this frequency in posting is making a huge difference for me. And some of those reels, every day, they continue to get more and more views and comments and engagement. So I'm really energized starting this challenge. What I'm also seeing here in the analytics is that my follower count has gone through the roof this week alone. I'm still only at like 73, 74 followers at the time of this recording. That's like 20 some odd more than I had like less than a week ago. So if you look at that percentage growth in a very short time, and this is my first long form video I'm posting about the challenge, that's huge. So I'm going to be looking at things like follower count, but I'm also going to dive deeper into the analytics, and I look forward to showing you that more in future videos. Another really cool tip I picked up from vidIQ is that you can actually edit videos after the fact. Did you know that? You can actually go to your YouTube studio, go to the editor, and cut out the part that people dropped off at. How cool is that? You can't add anything, but you can definitely cut down your videos if there's parts of your videos where you're like yammering on and going off on a tangent. That's really cool. So these are just some of the tips I've picked up along the way as I've gone, and I'm going to be giving you so many more, and I want to credit the people who I learned this from. So if you're watching this and you have a great tip for YouTube, please put it in the comments. Let us know what you know. What are you learning? What have you learned? And I will talk about it in my videos, and I'll give you credit because I'm all about creating this great community and lifting up other creators who are supporting and helping creators. Is there a YouTube channel that I just have to subscribe to, that I have to follow as I do this challenge? Let me know. I would love to. Now here comes the question that I'm sure a lot of you have, which is, okay, you said this is a YouTube and LinkedIn challenge. How do they go together? Well, here's how I'm going to do that. So LinkedIn is a great place for entrepreneurs and professionals who want to connect with other entrepreneurs and professionals. It's great for B2B coaches. I'm a B2B coach, business to business. So on LinkedIn, I've got all this great content that I put out, helping entrepreneurs with video, with camera confidence and presence. And I'm starting a newsletter, and the beauty of it is I can actually embed my YouTube videos into my newsletter from LinkedIn. I can talk about LinkedIn stuff on YouTube and drive people to LinkedIn. Now, there are different audiences on the two platforms, and from what I've learned from YouTube tutorials and influencers is that, you don't necessarily want to have all your YouTube traffic come from external sources because they may not stay on the platform, but driving traffic between the two has been really good. That's how I've also built up podcast views, because on LinkedIn, I'll post about my podcast, and then I'll post the link to the YouTube, episode, and then people will go to YouTube and watch the episode. So that's a really great thing. Here's a hot tip though about LinkedIn. You don't want to put the links to YouTube in your post itself, because LinkedIn doesn't love when you drive people off the platform in a post. You put them in the comments. That's where you can drive links. In your newsletters, you can do it. And then, of course, if you have an email list, I have an email list. If you want to get on it, let me know. Drop a comment below and definitely hook you up, because I'm going to be talking all about this challenge in my newsletters as well. Then you can also use them in your email newsletters. You can post your YouTube links in so many different places, embed them across your suite of platforms that you go to, and really get the most out of cross-posting and leveraging this content elsewhere. So I'm super excited about this challenge. Remember, if you want to be part of it and you don't want to miss a video, hit subscribe, share it with a fellow entrepreneur or content creator or someone who needs to see this, and let me know how I can help you and if you have any other questions. I can't wait to do this together. Thanks so much for watching till the end. You're a real trooper and you're one of the good ones. I can tell that you are going to go far in this challenge.